Hello, and welcome to another taping of Dr. Said Says. That's me. I'm Dr. Cedric Wood, right here in Dallas, Texas, and I have something I want to say about what's going on in government today. And it has to do with President Trump sending National Guard, in other words, troops, people that are sort of in uniform, they're in camouflage, into cities. He's done it recently in Washington, D.C., and there was a brouhaha from the mayor and then from the head of the police department, and even citizens are campaigning, no troops in my town. Now they're doing it in Chicago. What's going on here? Well, President Trump has a good idea. He wants to bring crime down. Don't we all want to bring crime down? Well, if sending some troops in to Washington, D.C. works, then why not? But something is going on, and no one but me, I guess, is noticing that it seems a lot like that it's a dictator sending in troops, you know, the just like in Germany or in Italy, and therefore they're using the word fascist. And of course, President Trump says, I'm not a fascist. Okay, but can you say the words that communicate to the people that are upset by this that you understand where they're coming from? What is that called? It's called the adult ego state. Pick it up, read it, learn all about parent, adult, child, right? I've been teaching this so much. President Trump, do we want to ask you to step down or try to impeach you? No, we support you. We love you. You're doing a great job. The only thing you're not doing is you're not communicating from your adult. Well, I am very calm. I'm not acting like a child. No, you're acting like a parent, a nurturing parent, but also a critical parent and a defensive. You see that word? Parent, a little bit egopathic. Why are you doing that? Oh, I see. You're doing it because you think that's the best thing for the country. Okay, keep going. But it would be so wonderful if you would learn how to communicate from your adult. What would that sound like if you went into your adult? You would be saying, I understand. This feels very uncomfortable to you when I send in troops to Washington, D.C. to bring down the crime. Yes, that's why you're doing it. But what does it seem like to people that aren't really in your corner? It seems, yeah, a little dictator-ish, fascist, sending the troops in to control the masses. Just say something like that and just say, I'm not going to cross that line. Of course, I'm not going to go into sending troops in. And you might add, of course, I sent a lot of troops into Southern California, ICE, and their National Guard to control and get rid of so many illegal aliens. I get it. Millions of Republicans and conservatives get it. But you have to keep in mind the other people's feelings. You have to say, I know this is hard. I know this is scary. No wonder you want to protest and carry signs saying, leave us alone and stop breaking up families. I get it. And in some cases, if we grab somebody who's illegal, yes, I guess we're breaking up that family. And then if you want to go into justification of why you still feel like you want to do it, that's fine. I would love to hear you say the justification. So far, all you're saying is just we're rounding up rapists and criminals. And, well, okay, but that's the most cursory way of explaining why you're doing it. It's almost, I call it CP. It's very much child and then around up to parent. I'm feeling this, so I'm going up to the parent. Look behind me, right there behind me. Look at that. There it is, right there. PAC. I feel something, and then it takes me up. How do you do it? It takes me up and around into my parent, which means controlling and demanding and defending. You could be teaching the whole world how to communicate in a mature way. Isn't maturity a good goal? I created the acronym IMACE: integrity, maturity, adult ego state, character, and emotional intelligence. Why not show that to the world? You're just staying in the position of, I'm right and I'm going to do what I want to do, and you have to just take it. That is so parent. And it sometimes you're kind of bubbling up into egopathic parent, President Trump. We don't want that. We don't want anybody to start becoming so hurt and negative about you that they start planning something that might harm you in some way. We don't want that. And how can you protect yourself? Well, have all the security people all around me wherever I go. Yes, that's step one. Step two is to start communicating from your adult and let people know that you understand why they're scared and why they're upset. This is what I call the number 5, magnanimous adult. Why not go there? President Trump, you can do this. I have faith in you. Now they're protesting over in Chicago. No troops in our state. No troops in our city. Well, again, that makes sense. You need to say that makes sense because it's scary to send in troops. We saw that so much in Germany in World War II and in Italy and other places like Spain before that. And no, nobody is comfortable with that. So if you think it's going to accomplish a good goal, then say, I understand that this is scary, but the reason I'm doing it, and then lay out the reasons, and then just say, I hope that you'll understand that, and you'll know that you're safe. I'm going to keep you safe. I'm not going to go over some line where it makes it look like that I'm putting you in danger, you and your family. I'm not going to do that. Please, President Trump, learn how to speak that way. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps. I'm Dr. Cedric Wood. Let me know what you think. See you on YouTube. Bye for now.